Cool. What kind of games?
Usually just shooters for the most part.
Uh-huh.
Also play a game called War Thunder. So
Okay, nice. Yeah, I don't do a lot of gaming these days other than Pokemon Go.
fair enough.
But yeah, I used to be kind of a Halo guy, Borderlands,
Same.
that kind of thing.
I grew up with Halo, so
Nice. Yeah,
it's a very good game. I still love it. I can't play it because I have a PlayStation 5,
yeah.
but I do have a Steam Deck that I can play it on.
Did you ever play Mirror's Edge?
I tried it on one of my friends' Xboxes.
Did you not like it, or you just
Well,
didn't get a chance to?
I was learning it, but I couldn't learn it fast enough, and then they moved away. So
Yeah, once you learn the moves, I that is the most fun and engaging game I've ever played. I really wanted to play the sequel, but I didn't want to play it enough to buy a new console because I have an old Xbox 360 and it's only
those are
available for Xbox
ancient.
One. I know it's ancient. I'm ancient, right? It's like
Fair enough.
I
Yeah.
am not an avatar of a gamer. So anyway, cool. Are you all set up?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you rolling?
We are rolling.
All right, perfect. So let's start out. My name's Nick. What's your name?
I'm Ronin.
Ronan. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Let me explain a little bit about what we're doing, and then we can kind of get into this. So what we're doing is the name of it is Street Epistemology. Street because it's for lay people, not because we do it on the street. And epistemology is a concept which means the study of knowledge. And a lot of what we look at in epistemology is how do you know what you know? How do you determine whether what you believe is true? Right? So what we're about here is we look at something that you believe, and usually it's something that it could be something that you hold deeply. It could be something that kind of colors the way you approach the world, how you treat people, things like that. And then we just look at what are the reasons that you believe that, and then we just kind of like to delve into that and determine, are these good reasons to believe, or are there maybe better reasons to believe? And we take it from there. So does
Yeah.
that sound
so
like a fun thing to do?
so basically, a small debate.
No. No, it's actually very, very different from a debate. Because in a debate, you have two people who have opposite sides, and you're trying to influence people's opinions. And this is about just kind of setting the belief here and saying, okay, now let's examine the backing behind the belief. Not to change the belief, but just to kind of understand how do you reason about things, right? And the belief kind of exposes the quality of the thinking that you use, right? So there's definitely no pushback, no back and forth. It's not about questioning or challenging or anything like that. It's all about just kind of questioning or not questioning, about examining your thinking, right? So thinking about that, like what's something that you believe that you think is that's important to you?
There's quite a few of them. I mean,
Cool.
I've deckhanded on some boats down here for
Uh-huh.
2 years. So the common belief of if you eat or have a banana on your boat, that it'll be bad luck for the whole day.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you believe that?
I personally don't,
Okay.
because I have eaten a banana
Yeah.
or two before fishing, and I've caught fish, plenty of fish.
I am writing that down though because
Go for it.
I live here. I live in a fishing town, and I have not heard that. Now we've only been here for about 4 years.
I've been here for about
That's fascinating.
9.5, 10. So
Cool. All right. So, but you don't believe that?
I personally don't believe it, but
Yeah.
I know that some people do, but it's their own opinion, so it's fair.
Sure. Okay. So if we just to take that as kind of like a mini lesson here, like you told me the reason you don't believe it is you have one point of disconfirmation. So what is your confidence that it's not true?
About 95%.
About 95%? So if you look at it from the point of view of examples and data, right, what you're telling me is through a sample size of one experiment that was false, you're 95% sure that a banana never brings bad luck.
I wouldn't say never. There's also like other things that play into it, like weather or tides, and depending on the fish, it's even moon phase if you want to get that technical, because
Okay.
fish are that smart, and that is all actually proven by science.
So
So it's
let's
another thing.
let's talk to Mo here. So Mo, on her last fishing trip, she forgot and she ate a banana.
Uh-huh.
And she had terrible luck that time.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't catch a single fish. One time she hooked a fish and she was just about to pull it up and it slipped off the hook and swam away.
Mm-hmm.
So very bad luck. So Mo's a believer. So how can we tell whether you're right and there's no bad luck from eating a banana, or Mo's right and there is bad luck from eating a banana? You both have exactly the same amount of evidence.
Fair enough, but also you have to look at other examples in the world at that time. Like, was the weather bad? Was it like low tide when the fish are usually out further? Or, was the hook sharp?
Okay.
Or, like the bait you're using also helps.
Yeah.
Those are some wonderful examples that I've learned from personally.
Okay. So you're saying, just to rephrase this back to you, you're saying there's a number of different factors that you need to look at that may influence the outcome of the fishing trip.
Absolutely.
And the banana may or may not have that.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And to me personally, it's just the food. It's pretty good food at that. It's pretty healthy, you know. Keeps you from cramping up, especially if you don't drink water all day, which I've done plenty of times, I know.
So how could we make this even more certain? How could we get more of a definitive result? Like, how might you be able to test to see whether, because right now you've got one case where a banana was correlated with good luck, and you have one case where the banana was correlated with bad luck. How can we be more sure?
You can do two separate control groups on the same day, same place, same weather, same time, except for one has a banana and the other one doesn't.
Okay.
That'd be like the way science would do it, is have two different variable groups.
Nice.
And have one with a banana.
Cool.
And the other one without. And
I like it.
And have everything the same. Same fishing line, rod, reel, everything. Entirely identical, besides one has a banana.
Excellent.
And then from that you could concur,
Yeah.
if those banana brings back.
I love it. Cool. Let me just confer with David. So this was kind of like a little mini example, is a little bit silly. I would be tempted to conclude that talk at this point and maybe look for another claim. Do you agree, or where would you take this conversation from here?
Maybe
we're colleagues, but this is the first time we've worked together, and he's a lot more experienced than I am. I'm trying to get feedback and learn.
it's interesting sometimes to explore a claim that you think is not true. It might be helpful, now that we know what the process is kind of like, to maybe explore a belief or conclusion that you are confident is true.
Yeah, I was going to go there next. I just wondered if for this particular claim, is there anything else you'd do with it, or?
Is there?
Yeah.
Like.
So is there like maybe we should look for something that you do believe?
Well, I don't really believe in a whole lot because, like, I live below poverty level, so I believe in whatever I can get. So
that's an interesting statement. How does your income or lack thereof color whether you have beliefs?
Well, some people turn to God, right?
Okay.
I personally never believed in a God or anything like that since I was little.
Yeah.
It wasn't forced on me. Never really cared for it, so it's fine. But I personally wouldn't know how to tell you about that. Like, for myself, I wouldn't know any examples because I don't really believe in a whole lot of things besides making your own.
Okay. What does belief mean to you? Like it seems like I imagine there's some things you believe in.
I honestly am tired today, so I have no examples off the top of my head.
Do you have a belief about what will happen if I let go of this pen?
That'd be gravity, yes.
Okay, so what will happen? What do you think will happen?
It should theoretically fall and hit that and fall. Yes.
There you go. Amazing. So there's something you believe in. Is there anything else you can think of that?
Wind.
Okay.
Wind is very clearly shown back behind you for the flag.
Okay.
And the flag behind me that you can see above me.
Okay.
Which is already proven, but.
All right. Cool. Well, if we can't think of anything else, then maybe we'll wrap it up, and.
That's fine by me. So.
And that is, that was fun. I like doing something where, there's something that you don't believe. I learned something new, about beliefs on the boat. And yeah, that's good. All right. Thanks a lot, Ronan.
Thank you. I can't remember your name. I have terrible memory.
That's okay.
Thank you.
I tend to be good too. You notice I wrote down your name when we started, so otherwise I'd forget. Cool. Thank you.
Welcome. Anytime.
And if you're interested in,
How do you spell your name?
if you're interested in the channel,
Roanin.
oh, okay,
Roanin.
Yes.
that is not how I spelled it. Thank you for.
Yep. Anytime.
Cool. And there's a QR code there for David's channel if you're interested.
I will.
If you were to talk to people about the banana bad luck thing, what how would you go about talking to them about it?
Like the captains, you just ask them outright.
The ones that do believe that bananas are bad luck.
Well, you would probably have to initiate the question first. Be like, okay, I have a banana. Theoretically, if I were to go out fishing, would I have good or luck or not, and why? And just ask them that, because they will give you reasons on why a banana would be bad luck. Or good luck, like me. Like I personally don't believe in a luck system either, but that's whatever.
What was the main reason that you've heard that they've given for believing that?
Simply because I'd personally think it was just passed down from like time and time again,
Like a tradition?
basically.
Okay.
But if I had to guess on why that originally became a tradition, is probably because people had bananas and they just never thought of weather or anything else. And they went fishing a few days in a row with bad weather. They had trouble. I don't have bananas. It's bad luck. It's my guess.
So, what could we ask them that would help them kind of critically reflect on the reasoning behind believing that?
You could ask them, okay, well, was the weather decent? Were the tides good? Was there a cold front coming in?
You'd ask for maybe other explanations for why they had the bad luck?
Exactly, because most of the time they don't really think on that, and then they go, "Oh, you know what? That might have been it," or the banana was definitely wrong. Either way. So it's more, and then it turns into a whole debate. Like I personally don't mind debates. I think they're fun as long as it's friendly and you're not trying to like kill each other over it.
Yeah. Do you think debates normally work to cause someone to change their behavior?
Or it gives them a reason to look at a different aspect of the same thing.
So you gotta run down and get him.
Like I end up in debates with my friends sometimes over like small things like why, for instance, why do fish eat in the morning and in the evening but not in the middle of the day sometimes? Like it could be a whole slew of things like
Lots of different factors
like
play into it.
Stay off the road.
Yeah, like weather or the water temperature, or maybe a cold front or a warm front's coming in, or maybe they're just nesting and laying eggs and stuff and breeding and stuff. So whole slew.
Are you open to hearing maybe an idea of what we could ask them? Like, I might ask why they think tradition is a good reason to believe something.
I would personally be okay with that.
Yeah.
So I don't really have any traditions.
No, I guess I'm offering maybe an idea of a question that we could ask them to have them reflect on why.
Yeah, I feel like that would work.
Yeah. Another question might be like, has anybody ever believed something based on a tradition and that belief be false?
Huh? I'm not gonna lie, I barely heard that from all the kids screaming around.
Yeah, like, could someone use that reason to arrive at a conclusion that's not true?
They could, but also it could change their mind entirely.
Yeah.
Because if you give them enough fact on why, well, as I said with my example, why a banana doesn't bring bad luck, right? And you toss in all the examples that I gave, like weather or a cold front or water temperature or even bait and tide, they could be like, you know what, that might be right. And then they might go out with a banana one day and the weather's perfect, fishing conditions are good, and then they boom.
kill it. Yeah.
And like 2 hours later, they're back in port with a full load of fish, and they're like,
Yeah.
wow.
That might be another question. Like, if you went out with a banana and you had all this great luck, what would that mean?
Right? Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was fun.
Pretty well. Yeah.
Yes, that's good.
Roanin.
Yep.
Sweet. Well, do you have any questions for us
No, I'm good.
or for Nick?
Nope, no questions.
Cool.
It's very nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, you as well. My
Yeah.
name's David.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Nick, maybe I'll see you again. I live in town, so I'm down here occasionally with my little sign, and I'm not usually filming. David's bringing some good stuff to the table with that. So
Yeah, I'll fine. So, I need to get back into streaming and stuff again.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for a job, so.
You can find more about this type of conversation method if you scan that QR code. It takes you to my YouTube channel, and there's a bunch of information on there. There's actually a community of us that do this kind of all over the world, and it sounds like you might be good at it. So I would encourage you to check it out and see what you think.
I definitely will. I'm actually going to scan that now because I have to go check the mail
All right.
and be back home by 4, I think.
yeah, good luck. Good luck with the employment situation.
Yeah,
my kid has been looking for just a summer job in Olympia and not having any luck. They've gone Target, Walmart, like all these places.
Well, my situation's a bit more dire. I have till the 17th, and then I become homeless, and I get to go all the way back to Idaho.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. And
I mean, not that Idaho's a bad place, but I know
it's really
you're,
not.
you're
But
trying to be out on your own, and
well, no, I'm currently living with my mom because bills
okay.
are tight and everything's just going up. So,
gotcha.
so that's a whole debate we could get into right there. Is
Yeah.
why is the government how it is? But that's just my.
Well, that's what we could. Yeah.
That is my.
You got time.
Pro.
Well, you gotta
my-
check the mail and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have the mail is fine. I don't have mail thieves, so we're good. But like, that would be my whole like second amendment coming out for me. So
Yeah.
because I'm a very strong believer in that.
Do you have a belief around that you want to talk about?
I believe that we're overdue
For
a revolution.
you think so?
Absolutely.
Is that something you'd like to explore in a?
Maybe a later day if that's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
I would
you
be
bet.
down to come down again and just
Yeah.
open.
I'm not down here that much, but I'm trying to get down here for 2 hours every weekend when the weather's good. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I'd love to chat with you about that sometime.
Yeah, because
Cool.
I could give you many reasons on why there's plenty of Americans that would want a revolution right now,
Mhm.
but it's all timing and stuff.
Yeah.
Along with that,
For sure.
I don't have funds to kickstart it, so can't really do it.
That's right. You're not gonna the revolution may be televised, but it's not gonna be funded. Not out of your pocket.
I mean, if I could convince the Russians to help out a little bit, that's terrible. That's terrorism attack. Because I would be getting help from a foreign country to attack my own country.
Mhm.
If I did it by myself with just myself, it's not terrorism, it's a revolution. But yeah, so I would be more than willing. If you want to take
Cool.
down my number, whenever.
Sure.
We'll make sure that it's not in the video.
It's fine by me.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, here, I'll let you write it down, and then
Yeah.
that'll make it easier.
I'm gonna write it down at the bottom if that's cool.
No, just put it right next to your name.
Oh,
Otherwise, I'm gonna be what the heck is this number? Did some girl give me your digits? I'm calling that up.
I
You don't
wish.
you don't want me drunk texting you some night.
I mean, I would be the guy to be like, wrong number, bro, unless you need help hiding a body.
That's
Then
right.
I can
that's
do
right.
that.
Okay, sounds good.
So, it was very nice meeting you.
All right, thank you.
I'm going to scan your code down here real quick. Because I want to see myself on YouTube, because why not?
There you go.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other conversations on there too you might find interesting.
I'll drop you a subscription real quick, and I'll check that out later.
Yeah, you bet.
But yeah,
Cool.
I could write down my channel name too if you want that, just out of curiosity, because it is
Sure.
pretty small.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me just put it to the right of the number.
Matter of fact, if David ends up putting up this video, like you might put a link to Ronin's
to your channel.
channel. Maybe get you some views.
Well, the most views I've had on one video is 100, and that was due to I used to play mobile games before I was on PlayStation. And one game I play on that is Atlantic Fleet, which is a World War II like naval simulation where it's turn-based. And there's like a world map, and then there's like a battle map basically, where you can control your ships and where they aim and shit, and all that. I know I'm cursing, it's fine. I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
We don't fucking care.
It's YouTube. It doesn't matter if it get. Yeah, but so the video that went viral like that was me getting an ammo detonation on the HMS Queen Elizabeth in a 1v1 against a hardened AI.
Nice.
And ammo detonation automatically kills off that ship.
Nice.
Like if there were physics in that game, the ship would break in half and just automatically sink.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a full ammo det. Like, the cloud was massive.
Nice.
The fireball was massive.
Cool.
And yeah, so.
Well, I'll tell you what, you'll have 101 views on that soon.
Yeah. One more.
Maybe 102.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I have quite a few more games on my PlayStation that I play too. But once again, looking for a job, so I can't really play. So.
Yeah.
Cool, Ronan.
Yeah.
See you around. I think I'm gonna debrief.
Absolutely.
With Nick.
Yeah.
If you see him out of here, again, say hi. Maybe have another chat, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try to call you up and let you know when I'm gonna be down here, and we can hit that second topic.
And also, you know, if you have your phone, you can just stream from your phone. And
Yeah.
Just
thought about that.
That's also true. That's also true. Yeah, we could do like a Zoom thing.
Very simple and mobile.
Yeah.
That's true.
Later, guys.
All right. Take care.
Thanks again. So
Well,
how do you feel about that one?
I wish he would have come up with that second
No shit.
thing right away. I mean,
Right.
I would have loved to have
It
gotten
came
into
out. It finally came out.
Yeah, that was good. And now I've got the contact,
Exactly.
so we can follow up on that. Yeah, that'd be good.
I wonder how.
Given this is
happened that
this
way.
is the interesting thing. Sounds like he's got some serious right wing views, but he also has a belief in science and some knowledge about the scientific method and disconfirmation, which is great.
Yeah.
And so if we can get him to apply, like let's bring those things together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But actually,
a lack of theistic.
Yeah, and a lack of theistic belief.
Yeah.
So I bet that the reasons he has for the revolution belief, it probably comes from a rational cause. So actually, it might turn out he's got good reasons to believe that, right?
Yeah.
So there's lots of evidence.
To his
Anyway,
satisfaction.
so debriefing, yes. How do I feel about that? First of all, I want to say it was great watching you engage with him afterwards, because there's definitely places that you went that it hadn't occurred to me to go, right? Which is to say, hey, what do you think how do you think you would talk about these people, about these beliefs?
Yeah.
And there's one particular angle that you took that I think I don't usually get to, which is, how did you put it? Would you ask him, is tradition a good reason to believe something? Right? So it's like the meta question of that. So that I liked a lot. What I liked about that conversation is it's typical of the sort of thing that I've been doing, where if somebody just has something that's kind of trivial, right? I want to be able to take any claim and unpack it and use it as a way to get into SC.
Yeah. Especially if it's important to them.
Yeah, and this wasn't necessarily important to him, but it was something he was aware of that other people believed that he didn't believe.
Yeah.
So I was able to flip it around, right, and say, well, here, Mo has exactly the same sample size, and she had bad luck.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you know? And that's an example of where it used to be if I believed the claim, I wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, like, yeah, obviously that's not true. But I can still take that, and let's use this as an object example to examine the reasons, right, and
Right.
get to the epistemology about
Yeah,
it.
because that's what's important is quality of the reasoning.
Right.
Um, yeah.
So here's the place now where I think I fall apart with that, because as soon as he said, here's how you would test it scientifically, and you do that, now I relax and I think, oh, his epistemology is fine, and I'm done.
Uh-huh.
And you're still in there going, wait, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Let's take this a little further, right? So I think when I get to the point where I kind of go, check, epistemology is good, where you're demonstrating additional tools where you can take that and say, oh, okay, great. Good answer. Now let's build on that,
Uh-huh.
right? And so that's, I think, where I'm
How do we
I'm
apply
lacking.
this?
That's where I'm. As soon as I get to something where somebody's got, like, talk about, like, there was the fellow I told you about where he was he had the thoughts about the war in Gaza and Israel's reasoning behind it. And when we ended up getting into his beliefs and where he got his data, he had many different news sources that he sourced this from. It sounded like the way he vetted his news sources was good, and that kind of got me to the point where I was like, okay, I think I'm done here,
Yeah.
right? But it didn't. Maybe there's a conversation behind that would keep going, that would get him to that moment of aha or aporia, or
Right.
where he can think further. So I think that you really made me think about, like, how can I take this conversation further after I've had that moment of insight, or after I feel like I'm liking because it shouldn't be about me judging it and saying he's got
Exactly.
good answers. It
You
should
want to
be
know
about
why he thinks it's good.
right. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's exposed kind of a weakness in the way I'm doing this.
Yeah. No, I thought that was great. I like the way that
Are
you
you
explained.
still filming, by the
Yep.
way? Are we filming?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Um,
That's what I thought. So I was.
and
yeah.
I usually put I really like the afterthought
Mm-hmm.
process
Yeah.
right after it happens when it's still
Yeah.
fresh.
Yep.
To kind of get feedback on how you
Right.
think you did, and what you would maybe change if
Yeah.
you had the chance to do it over again.
Yep.
Like, is there anything that you feel like you should have asked that you didn't?
Right.
I kind of like this is valuable. I
Yeah,
think.
I agree. This is exactly why I want to engage with other people and get the that's why I've been posting, like, my descriptions of what I'm doing on the
Right.
channel and saying, hey, does anybody have any feedback on this?
Right.
It's hard though if I don't have a recording of it, because they don't see what I actually did. They only see my memory and my notes of what I
Right.
said. Right.
That's great.
So that's
Awesome.
that's good.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you. That was fantastic.
Well, we got
It was,
one.
yeah, we got one. That's good.
So
That's
cool.
good.
Do you have anything else you want to say about that one before I turn the cameras off?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess the one thing is just meta about Westport in general. So it's a rural area. There's a lot of Trump signs around. We tend to think, we know that this area generally goes red in the election, so they're right-wing Republican. And what surprises me is how many of the people that I meet who actually have liberal beliefs or scientific beliefs or atheist beliefs. So that kind of flies in the face of my assumptions about the town. Because I assumed when I was coming out here and I was having these conversations, I was going to have a lot of, conversations about Jesus, conversations about Trump.
Yeah.
And that's been a minority. Like the first day, it was all about that. And ever since then, none. There have been no conversations. And I don't know if that's because people see this and they say, oh, that's those liberals doing that, I'm not going to talk to them, right? Maybe we're self-selecting the people who already have an inclination to have those kind of conversations.
Gotcha.
Though I think your approach, like saying, hey, it's a YouTube interview, is different from mine, where I have a big sign that says, what do you believe and why?
Yeah.
Right? So I have kind of like this fixed message that I think is like, and I never know whether people see that and they think I'm selling a religious message,
Yeah.
or if they think I'm doing debates, or, it's hard to say. I get interesting I get interesting feedback. But anyway, no. To
Belief-
wrap this up,
Yeah. The
yeah,
word
no, I think
belief.
that's good.
The word belief can, could have a lot of baggage with people, and what they assume people are doing when they talk about beliefs.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I seem to get a lot of assumptions from people that I'm talking about something religious. The last time I was out here, I had a woman pass me by, and she just looked at my sign, and she just said "atheist" and shrugged her shoulders and walked away. And I wanted to grab her and say, "Wait a minute, what is that? What is that? Come back here. First of all, why would you, being an atheist, have anything to do with your beliefs?
Yeah.
Right? What is that? Like, all that tells you is about one thing that you don't believe.
Yeah.
And that's all. Like what is like? Now I really want to have that conversation.
Sure.
Right?
I would have probably said, "What's an atheist?"
Okay. I don't.
What's
That's
your
good.
understanding of an atheist?
Okay. Yeah. I actually, that did occur to me after the fact, as I was thinking about that interaction. Yeah. Can you define your terms?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to pretend that I don't know what atheist means. That seems a little disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, okay, what do you mean when you say atheist?
Yeah.
Because the way she was saying it sounded like she was saying, my belief is.
Uh-huh.
But, in retrospect, I'm thinking maybe she was saying, I lack a belief. That's how I would mean it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was thinking maybe she was saying, and maybe she is a hard atheist, right? Maybe she has a firm belief that there is no God, which is a different form of atheism, right?
See, this whole time I thought you were saying that she was calling you an atheist.
No.
And
She was identifying
like,
herself as
"Oh, just
atheist,
another
and she
atheist
was
out
she
here."
was opting out of the talk by saying, "I'm an atheist." No, I'm glad I'm glad we got
Thanks
to
for
that
the
moment. 'Cause
clarification.
No, she wasn't. No, this wasn't her saying, "Oh, dirty atheist."
Yeah.
No, this was her saying, "No,
That's-
I'm an
She was
atheist."
answering your question of the
Yes,
sign.
exactly. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the
that's
way
what she
that
was doing.
somebody
Or I
defines-
think she was like, it maybe you're right, and I completely misread it. But she gave me a smile.
Okay.
She gave me a smile and a thumbs up, and
Okay.
I walked up. It could have also meant, like, this is why I was so fascinated with it. It could have also meant, oh, I've seen this before. I know what this is. I'm an atheist. We're on the same team,
yeah.
right? That could have also
You're
been
in
what
my
she
group
said,
kind of thing.
right? So I was really fascinated, and I just wanted to wait. But
Too bad that
just-
you weren't able to talk.
Yeah.
I think that you can,
There's so many missed opportunities in these things that I.
might be
That I
presumptive, but I think that there's a lot that you can learn from someone by how they define atheist.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I agree.
Cool. Well, maybe we'll get another one, huh?
Yeah, hope so.
Sweet. You done with this one?
Yeah.
Cool.
So are you chained so that when you turn off one, you turn them off all? You have to go around and
all individual. But it's just
Goodbye.
a button thing. So
bye. Yeah. Cool. I'm really fascinated to see that back, because I think I'm going to get a lot of data when I watch it that I don't get from, because watching yourself do something is very different from actually just doing it.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar. I'm very comfortable being on camera. I've been
And there's so much
a performing musician and
that I realized that I
various things for
missed
years.
during
Yeah.
in the moment.
Yep.
Where I pick up on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
Is
they were
there
saying.
any feedback that you have for me based on what you saw? Like, is there anything that you saw that you're like, oh, damn it, Nick, I wish you had asked this, or I wish you had phrased this differently, or my God, you're a moron, I had no idea you were this bad, or something like
I
that.
think the only thing that I might recommend is turning the negative claim into a positive form, which
Yeah.
I think you kind of did, right? Like
This was
like,
a particular, so you're claiming that it's not.
it's false.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
It was a little bit awkward because he said, oh, there's this belief, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. He said, oh, but I don't believe it. I'm
Yeah. Right.
like, okay, well then let's turn that into something we can do.
Exactly.
Mo does believe it, right?
Right.
So, and I guess another way I could have done it, and I guess we should have kept filming, but because now we're back on it. But
We still got audio.
okay, good. So another way we could have done it is I could have said, we could have gone directly to kind of the things you were asking later. It's like, let's say Mo does believe that. What might you say to Mo to explore why she believes that?
Yeah.
That's actually a really cool idea. Like, that didn't even occur to me till just now.
Yeah.
That we could have used that as a way of doing that.
Yeah, I'm trying to move from just having the interviews with strangers
Mm-hmm.
and trying to incorporate a teaching aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I don't want people to just reflect on their reasoning. I want them to have tools that they can use in their own life.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to like.
And I like that you took it a little further. I tend to feel like a lot of what I do and kind of like the way I teach people is just by modeling behavior.
Yeah.
And then just trusting that it's seeping in.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm good at turning that into an actual like lesson, but I liked the way you kind of did that and had that conversation, because now he might go the next time he sees someone who says don't bring that banana on the boat, he might question it, and they might throw him overboard and he'll get eaten by sharks and we'll never hear from him again. But
yeah. What was I going to say? So I used to work with someone that owned a charter boat,
mhm.
and he said the reason why the superstition
Yeah.
of don't bring bananas on the boat
Yeah.
originates with tarantulas,
Oh,
because they would hide
yeah, in the tarantula, in the
bushel.
the
or whatever you call it,
yeah,
the bunch,
yeah.
and that's the origination.
So they would say don't transport bananas.
Yeah, don't bring bananas on the boat. It went from because tarantulas to it's
Right.
just bad luck.
Yeah. I kept having this intrusive thought that I didn't like. I tend to go to humor. And so I kept having this intrusive thought is, oh, okay, you're going to convince the captain that it's okay to bring the banana on the boat. You can eat the banana, throw the banana peel. Now someone slips on it, slips to their death, falls to their death, right?
Right.
But yeah, that wouldn't have been productive during the conversation.
Yeah. It would have been.
That's interesting. That makes a lot of sense. It sounded totally random to me. I'm like, is he making this up?
Yeah.
But I guess it's really a thing.
Yeah. Apparently, it's really a thing. Like, I would be.
I want to see if the bubbles like show on the I want the shot going.
Oh yeah.
The shot going
Yeah.
that way.
This camera's gonna be great for
Yeah,
that.
I hope. I mean, because it's like rainbowy and sparkly, and it's beautiful. Yeah, this is good.
Asking them why they chose this topic to talk about
Okay.
could surface an underlying truth claim
Okay.
that they have,
I like that.
or like a value that they have
Yep.
that you could go and work with.
Yeah.
Some claims are harder than others.
Yeah. It kind of didn't really occur to me to think about that. I didn't feel like, again, assumption on my part, maybe what you're helping me reflect on is maybe that's an assumption I shouldn't have made, right? But I was assuming, like, put on the spot, he really just didn't have a belief, so he just mentioned the first thing that came to mind, and I'm like, okay, let's take this banana, turn it into bananade.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. I like that insight. Yeah. Like, why do you think this was the thing that you that you brought up?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah, why are we talking about this?
And maybe he said, because, I want to overthrow the government, and I don't think you guys are cool. I'm not sure if you guys are cool enough to hear about that yet.
Do you know about the can of words?
I don't know about the can of words.
Can of words, it's just a bunch of words. They're like non-substantive nouns.
Okay.
When someone wants to do an interview but they don't know what to talk about,
Yeah.
this can of words, I also call it my quantum claim generator.
Okay.
And so if you run into a situation...
Obviously, I'm exposing that I don't watch your channel, otherwise I'd probably know these things.
Well, it's all right. It's not in every video anyway.
Yeah.
But like if somebody's stoked to do a video but they don't know what to talk about,
Okay.
they can pull one of these and you can have them define it or talk
Wisdom. Okay.
about however they want to.
Cool.
And that it's like claim fishing.
Yeah. Nice.
And they don't have to go with the first one. They can skip it and pick a
Right.
different one if they want.
Okay.
So this is available to you if you feel like you need it.
Awesome.
But that's helped a few times. But
Nice.
yeah, and it's like stuff that you can't put in it's a noun that you can't put in a bucket.
Right.
And it'll be like justice, freedom,
Yeah.
God, sin, faith.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Yeah, I use sorry, I feel like I'm jumping to this randomly, but I was looking at the Tic Tacs, and I use the pen and gravity
yeah,
like all the time. When I had the two fundamentalists or Seventh Day Adventists, it was a husband and wife. They were very respectful. They said that like let's choose one of you to have to talk with, and before we started into the talk, the guy went into, well, what is truth?
Yeah.
What is truth? What is truth really? And I said, and he started kind of like going around about that. And I said, are you interested in what my answer is to that? And he says, yeah. What's your answer? I said, I believe the truth is, something that comports to reality. Like, for example, and we went into the gravity example. I said, I believe that every time I drop this pen, it's going to fall at 9.8 meters per second squared, and it's going to hit the ground. And I've never seen it not do that. Like, we've got lots of research. We have good theories about why it happens, right?
We can make a prediction
and so
about it.
we can make predictions about it.
And know if we're wrong.
Right. Yeah. And so that after many, many repetitions, like, we are pretty darn sure that that's true. That's observable behavior, comports with reality. We all agree. I said, do you agree that pen just fell? Right. And I said, that's what I call truth. Right. And so, but this gets into a little bit more meta and a little bit more mathematical, where you say, there is either an odd number or an even number in this, right? And it's not quite as concrete as dropping the pen, but I think it gets to the kind of the metacognition of it, right? So I think I like that.
I've actually used the pen too.
Yeah.
As like.
Yeah, I need to build my toolkit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things to kind of, especially around here.
Yeah.
Like in the South,
Mm-hmm.
people don't have a problem with objective reality and objective truth. Like, they have a good grasp on that.
Yeah.
Here in this area of the country, not so much.
Huh.
There's a lot more relativism.
Yeah. Interesting.
And like, well,
I would think in the place that would be more heavily fundamentalist Christian, that people would have a lot more problem with that because of the, they have a whole data set of stuff that that there's no objective truth.
Fundamentalists are less. You're thinking fundamentalists.
I'm thinking
are less
people
likely
who hold religious beliefs. Now, maybe there's just a lot more compartmentalization, right? Because they're saying, oh yeah, definitely when you drop the pen, that's objectively true, but this is objectively true too, right? But they don't have a way to do that. So
I guess it's the idea of like, well, God is real whether you believe it or not.
I see. Okay.
And
whereas up here you get more of a
my
my truth,
I'm
your
believing
truth.
in. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So like words like truth can be a tricky. Sometimes I'll instead of using truth, I'll say, so instead of saying true, I'll say accurate or correct.
Yeah.
And like belief.
Yeah, Anthony will use correct or mistaken.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Instead of saying belief, I'll say conclusion.
Okay.
Just to kind of, sometimes those words have a lot of different meanings for people.
A little baggage with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.